So it begins. Bell and his friends prepare for the war game. Things may not be easy, but when has it ever stopped them before? At the beginning of the episode, Freya declared a war game. If she wins, Bell is hers. If she loses, she'll go back to heaven or whatever Hestia wants. Hestia wasn't going for that, especially after everything Freya did to everyone. But Freya brought up no matter what the penalty she faces from the guild, as long as the three great quests remain incomplete, they would never dare to dissolve them. That's how strong her familia is and how influential her social status is. She did say she was willing to wager all of that and let Hestia know she's welcome to form a faction with the other familias. Hestia wanted to know Belle's opinion. He told Freya if he wins, she has to agree to something for him, and it's for him to meet the real her, and she agreed. I guess that makes sense that they would still need Freya and her familia and wouldn't want them to separate, because they are strong and would be able to help out, but I don't think Belle and Hestia would have taken it that far. Well, maybe if not for them disbanding the familia, at least Freya staying, because Seer was brought up in this episode, so she may stick around. Now Hestia is having a meeting with the other gods about the war game, and Loki is one of the familiars not participating. Loki did let her know the guild put a stop to it and they're banned from officially participating. Overall, the guild won't allow a war that tips the scales of power too far to one side. To be honest, that's fair. Think about it. Loki's familia teaming up with Hestia's and a few others, that would just be a big advantage. Not to say Freya's familia is weak, but Loki's familia is a strong one as well, especially with Eyes and many other members. Speaking of Eyes, Hestia asked Loki if they could borrow her until the war game starts, and that couldn't happen. That's when we see Otar talking to Eyes. At first, I was wondering why he was talking to her, because something must be going on. Of course, y'all already know Freya's behind everything. We find out later when Freya has a talk with Alan that she didn't want Bell around Eyes because he would become stronger. Alan did question if they would have trouble dealing with him even if that happened, and she said she's doing what she can to make him hers. After Alan left, she said the real reason why she didn't want Bell around Eyes, and that's because of jealousy. I should have figured that even though it would be a good opportunity for Bell to get stronger, she is a person that loves him and she's going to be jealous. Putting that aside, Eyes is someone who makes him stronger, but he wasn't out of luck. Tion and Tiona were there to train him, so he's gonna be alright. They are some strong adventurers and he's bound to make some progress. Jumping back a little into the episode, Finn is talking to the head of the guild, Royman, and he doesn't want the Loki familia and the Freya familia to destroy each other in the war game. Finn let him know nobody in their familia will be happy with that, and he's not gonna make them. That's how bad Freya's familia actions are. Royman wasn't gonna give up. He tried to throw something out there that would catch Finn's interest, and that was they will provide information about the area down on the 60th floor. But in exchange, they gotta pull out of the war game. After Royman left, Hayden was there, and Finn asked him if that was a part of Freya's scheme. And Hayden told him that Freya proposed a battle with the intent of defeating every familia, including Loki's. Finn told him that they are siding with Hestia's familia and they are not banned from providing assistance. I'm glad Loki's familia is helping out in their own way. I wondered if they were going to help out when Freya first announced the war game, but they are. And the head of the guild wasn't playing around. Freya was right. They want to make sure everything is intact, because there's a lot to accomplish, but at the same time, Freya did do something that was messed up, and now they all have to settle things. Moving along to Bell, his friends are apologizing for how they acted before. That's when he brought up that the next fight is too much for him to handle alone. He let them know to forget about apologizing. He would rather have all of them fight by his side. And you already know they're gonna be there for him. And Aina was funny. She talking about she would tell the info that she gets from the guild. Bell was like, whoa, she don't have to go that far. It's good to see all of them back together talking and just some stuff getting back to normal. Just then, Hestia showed up and she let them know the details of the war game. They're gonna be playing hide and seek. The gods will hide and the members have to seek them out. They settled on that to compensate for the difference in strength. I mean, we did see what happened the last time they fought, but there is still fighting and they can block each other too. At that point, everyone's going to be doing their part. Welf's going to make some magical swords, and Lily's going to come up with a strategy. Even though she was having some trouble, but like what was mentioned earlier, the Loki Familia is there for assistance, which means Finn showed up to train Lily. Now Hermes and Osfi are having a talk, and he mentions that the Hestia Familia might lose, that it doesn't matter how much they bolster their forces, it's pointless without the Loki Familia, which got Osfi to ask if they're not participating, and he asked her if she was upset. She told him she thought he made the right decision given the circumstances. I think she wanted to fight, but she gotta listen to Hermes. She did bring up that he won't be able to stop Aisha, and he said her guild registration lists her belonging to a fake party, so it won't be a problem. We already know she was gonna fight either way. She not letting nothing stop her from going. Then Osfi mentioned that she was gonna offer Lily every item in their arsenal except for those that are banned. Hermes still didn't think that was enough, and he said the only way that they would win, well, he didn't get to say it, but the scene went to Bell, so he probably was talking about him. Hermes already know Bell got plot armor, but in all seriousness, he would be one of the main reasons that they win. No matter if everyone else thinks they don't stand a chance, Bell will make sure to give it his all to make sure they try to win. Speaking of Bell, he's with Hestia, and she told him he's gotten to level 5, he got a new skill, and he's gone up a rank with his escape ability. That sounds like it's gonna come in handy during the war game. Bell did wonder if he stood a chance in battle against the top members in Freya's Familia. Hestia kept it real with him. She told him she doesn't think he's able to compete with Freya's members, and he said he still has to try. That's the Bell we know. He's not going to give up that easily, and it's going to be some way that happens for all of them to win. But also, it would be cool to see a fight between Bell and Otar. I think that might happen. Moving along, if you wondered what happened to Horn, she hasn't woken up yet. Otar had asked Hythe if she knew what was preventing her from waking up. She guessed that since Freya tried to get rid of the seer persona, but now Horn is keeping it alive. Also, it's possible Horn is using her magic to maintain the spell and prevent something from being lost. I guess despite how Horn may feel about Bell and how Freya has been acting, she's still trying to keep Seer together. Most likely because regardless how Freya has been acting like Seer was nothing to her, out of anyone who would know how she feels, it would be Horn. Especially what happened in the last episode, so it looks like she's trying to do her best to keep Seer there. Over at the pub, some of them are trying to get Anya to get up since she's been in her room. They know that Freya is Seer and they want to go talk things out. One of them left and Chloe had a talk with Anya, and she asked her doesn't she want the pub to go back to how it used to be. That's what she wants. And the rest of them are going to be fighting in the war game. I can't wait to see that because in the intro we see Mia with the shovel fighting. And I don't think we really seen her fight before, so it'll be cool to see all of them out there. Once Chloe left, Anya's brother showed up. Maybe he'll be able to talk to her and get her back to normal. Well, at least that's what I hope he does. Because if she wants things to go back to normal, she's gonna have to jump in. She said she was scared, but I think she'll be able to work through it. It's time. The war game is preparing to begin. It's being announced to everyone how the game will go. Each god will hide somewhere in a certain part of the territory, while the members seek them out. Freya's Familia must find all the gods who are allied with Hestia in order to win, and the ally army can claim victory by only finding Freya. Then on Belle's side, Lily gave a speech that motivated all of them, and Belle said that she did a great job. It was like he was watching Finn talking. Lily let him know that it was Finn's idea about how she should approach that situation. And just then, Belle told Lily some idea. We didn't get to hear it, but he told her to keep it in her mind for him. Another funny moment we saw was Boris was there. Tsubaki thought he wasn't the type to get in on the fight. He was talking about he owes Belle. Nah, that's not it. He just wanted to help him out. Even earlier in the episode, when he was talking to his party members, he said if they get into the war game, they can make a name for themselves. And one of his party members brought up that he's trying to help out Belle. He don't got a front. Everybody knows what he's trying to do. Going back to Belle and his friends, Cassandra showed up. He knew that she had another dream, which we know she can see what may possibly happen. I was like, uh-oh. We remember when she tried to tell Apollo's Familia and they didn't listen. She was letting them know some of the stuff that she saw, like different things happening across the plain. Then there was a boar and a chariot, but the wind will blow in their favor. It seems like they'll be all right. All they have to do is make sure that they put the work in and stay focused. The episode basically ends showing everyone because, the battles aren't going to happen until the next episode. But Otar said something which now makes me think him and Belle are going to fight. He said, show him why he's Freya's favorite. Overall, I thought it was a good episode. We got to see here and there some of them preparing for the war game, some of the other characters and their thoughts about the whole thing, and those pitching in to help out Hestia and her familia. But I'm interested to hear y'all thoughts. Comment below. What did you all think about the episode?